Alright, what is up everybody? Today, we're tackling a monster. We're talking about shooting in harsh, direct, midday sun. You know the vibe. You're out, maybe at the beach, maybe in a field, and the sun is just blazing. You put your friend or a model right in the middle of it, but the sun is behind them. You take the shot and it's a disaster. Your subject is a dark, shadowy blob and the background is blown out. But here's the secret. That harsh, difficult light? It can also be your best friend. Shooting with the sun behind your subject, backlighting, can create some of the most stunning, dramatic, professional-looking photos you will ever take. It gives you that golden rim light, an angelic halo that separates your subject from the background. The trick isn't to avoid this light, it's to learn how to tame it, understand what the light is doing, and use a few simple tools to bend it to your will. We're not running from the sun today, we're staring it down. Let's get into it. Let's break down the two main villains in this story, the dreaded silhouette and the blown-out background. This happens when your camera exposes for the brightest part of the image, usually the sky. To the camera, that background is screaming with light. It darkens everything to protect the highlights, and your subject becomes a dark, featureless shape. Expose for the sky, your subject is lost. Expose for the face, the sky goes white. Blown highlights you can't recover. This is a high dynamic range scene. The camera can't see both extremes at once. Our goal is to bridge that gap. We reduce scene dynamic range by bringing light back onto the subject. We tell the camera what's important and add a little light, reflector or flash, to balance things out. Simple steps, huge results. This is where the magic happens. To solve our puzzle, we introduce a new light source onto the subject. Weapon 1, the humble reflector. Weapon 2, the mighty on-camera flash, and off-camera flash 2. Both add light to the dark parts, but they work differently and each has strengths. Reflectors, simplest, cheapest, beginner-friendly. A reflector doesn't create light. It bounces the existing sunlight onto your subject to fill shadows. Most common is the 5-in-1, white, silver, gold, black, and a translucent diffuser. White, soft, neutral fill. Silver, stronger, specular bounce. Gold adds warmth. Black, negative fill to deepen shadows. Translucent, used to diffuse harsh sun. Flash creates its own light. It works anytime, gives you power, direction, and color control. Perfect for fill flash in bright sun. Okay, let's get practical. You've got your 5-in-1, you unzip it. Pick the right surface. For most situations, start with the white side. Now for the most important part, placement. Catch the sun with the reflector and angle it towards the subject's face. Think of it like bouncing a laser. The light reflects at the same angle it hits. Have your subject stand still and slowly pan left, right, tilt up and down until the light paints across their face. Look for the catch light in the eyes. Great starting point. Reflector below the chin and slightly to the side, angled at about 45 degrees. Fill the shadows, not obliterate them, to keep depth and dimension. With the reflector in place, expose for the background, lock in the sky. Because you brighten the subject, you can keep the sky blue and the subject will still be lit. Practice this and you'll get fast. It takes practice, but once you see the difference, you won't shoot in the sun without one again. Try different angles and distances. Reflectors are elegant and simple. Use them whenever you can. Now let's bring out the heavy artillery, the flash. Using a flash in broad daylight feels wrong, but it's one of the most powerful techniques. Start with the flash on your hot shoe. Most modern cameras and flashes communicate via TTL, through the lens metering. TTL sends a tiny pre-flash. The camera meters it and sets power automatically. It often gets you 90% there. Great for quick work and solo shooters. If TTL is too strong or weak, use flash exposure compensation to dial the flash down or up. -1 or -2 for subtle fill, +1 to push more light. Aim for natural look, not paparazzi blast. Even better, get the flash off camera. Use a wireless trigger or sync cord and put the flash on a stand or in hand. Hold the flash off to the side and slightly above, similar placement to a reflector, for more dimensional light. Use a small softbox or diffuser to soften the light and avoid harshness. This turns daylight into your outdoor studio. Total control, great results. Okay, we've got modifiers ready. Now the buttons and dials. Best place to start. Manual M. Don't be scared. Manual gives full control. Two-step process. Set ambient exposure first. Use lowest native ISO, 100 or 200, and lock it. Choose aperture for your look, f1. 8 for shallow bokeh, f2. 8 or f4 for more depth. For flash sync safety, start around f5. 6 if unsure. With ISO and aperture set, point at the bright background, not the subject, and adjust shutter until your meter reads 0. This locks the sky exposure. Take a test shot. Your subject will be dark. That's expected. Now bring in your reflector or turn on TTL flash to brighten the subject without touching ambient exposure. Because your ambient is locked, the filled subject will match the sky, giving a balanced, natural result. Watch sync speed. Wide apertures may push you past flash sync. If needed, use high-speed sync or adjust aperture shutter. Practice the two-step workflow. It's the secret sauce. You've set your camera, positioned your reflector or flash, and taken the shot. Now comes the most important step. Check your work. Look at the screen and the histogram. Turn on the histogram. A good exposure looks like a mountain in the middle. Right equal sign blown highlights. Left equal sign underexposed subject. If subject too dark, move the reflector closer or switch to silver. If too bright, move it back. If using flash, tweak flash exposure compensation. Up to +0. 7 or +1 if needed, or down to -1 to reduce fill. This is a dance. Shoot, review, adjust, repeat. Don't be afraid to take a lot of photos. Over time, you'll predict flash power and reflector placement just by looking at a scene. Practice is everything. The sun is not your enemy. It's a tool. Get out into harsh light and create magic. Now go make something awesome.